This took way longer than I thought it would be, and I'm not talking about these. I'm not talking about these. I'm talking about getting my AC unit, the possibility of getting an AC, a lot more. I asked for an appointment at 3. It pretty much ran all the way till 4, and I was like, crap. So, yeah. That's just kind of how it goes sometimes, right? And while I'm very happy to get estimations of AC and whatnot, I found out that I have asbestos in the walls, or rather in the ceiling. So I had to get rid of that ASAP, because this is a problem. That's not good. So yeah, I need to do that, and then also on top of that I need to get insulation installed, because even if we have the AC, if we don't have proper insulation, it's not gonna work out too well, so I need to get that too. So we need to like get both things, and then the AC is like $17,000. I was just like, whoa, this is whew. It's a little more than I thought it would be. By about 10,000, it was a little bit more than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be like upwards to like 7,000, but that's what estimates are for. They're for estimating, and apparently that's like gonna be the round cost and whatnot. So I'm gonna talk to my uncle about that, and hopefully we'll actually have AC at some point in my life. I don't think we're gonna get it this year, but to get installation installed and get rid of asbestos, yeah, I think that would be pretty good. I think I would like that. Very much. It's just one of those things where I'm just like, shite. Of course there's extra shit. Of course there is. But thankfully all this extra shit is essentially what I need. Like, I need insulation. You need to have proper insulation in your house. You need to have no asbestos in your house, because you don't want the disease to happen to you. And I'm fine with that, honestly. That's just kind of like a whatever situation. And that, thankfully, is not as expensive. But we have all those other things, and I'm just like, I don't know how much money we actually have. I do know that we have enough to actually pay for it, but we pretty much bankrupt our whole account. And I don't want that. I know my uncle doesn't want it. Tristan, how are you doing? Glad to see that you're here. It's nice to see you. I was just talking about, how to say, god dang it, a friend of mine is putting stupid memes, talking about like getting AC done and whatnot. So I'm trying to get AC in my house, because I would like it, but turns out it costs money. I was like, shit. You don't do it for free? Either way, we last left off on episode 5, The Adventures of the Unspeakable Story. We're on investigation part 2, so let's try to get all of that done, shan't we? Because there's a lot to be going on. Roar, how you doing? Pleasure having you around, as always. It's nice to see ya. Let's see here. 15th April, Baker Street. I'm doing fine. I mean, I got an guesstimation on how much it will be for an AC unit, but that's aight. But I mainly found out that I had to get rid of asbestos. I haven't seen one of my streams in a month, but we rapidly switched, so okay, that's fair enough. As long as, you know, I see any of y'all just saying a hi and bye, this is good enough for me, honestly. I appreciate it. See, that's why I hate grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of lies, take stuff away from you. Oh really, Miss Lestrade? Oh really, Miss Lestrade? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? What? Oh my, sure you were given that? Yeah, the demon let me keep it after I looked daggers at him for long enough. I went through the pockets and said, go on then, have it, before telling me to scamper. Always pays off, giving people look like you ain't them. To stick around, much obliged. Thank you for being here. Tristan, and the rest of your unit. Can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. What I really want was that nice shiny disc mine. The music box disc? Mr. Winterbrick said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go have another bash. Give it a long and stare. I think not, Miss Lestrade. We shan't enter Windy Banks again today. Why not? That's not fair. Can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Windybank. That is mine! I have a ticket for this coat and it was in this coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. That's what the rotten cub said, ain't it? Yes, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Well then, that's mine too! Whatever it is! She's really pushing her luck. Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day. Yeah, and it's all your fault, Shlums. So what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Iris will be delighted to cook, I'm sure. And I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. Nata. Oh? What would I come running your place, eh? Are you lost in your head or something? Oh dear. She's gone. That revolved me on quite unnecessarily, I might add. I can't help wondering. Perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come back. Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for a potential guest at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry? I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. Oh, how exciting! What is it? We shall have to wait and see, Mrs. Sato. Until later then. Okay, so can we examine things? Probably, nope. This is all still the same. Same as it ever was. Okay. We can't go to Windy Banks now, so we go to the consultancy or the suite. I'll go to the agency first. Okay. Oh, we don't have her little thing anymore. That's sad. Did she say something different though? It means a great deal to me, you know? That you cherish this armband so, and wear it each time you appear in court. Well, it's very important to me. It's what shows that I'm a lawyer. And whenever I wear it, I feel as though it gives me strength. Through Kazuma. I absolutely can't be without it, especially when I'm at a critical point in a trial. But just the other day, I noticed you wearing it when you went to that part. Sometimes I forget to take it off. Yeah, we've already seen that. We've been through that. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have anything else. I don't think there will be anything else that's new. It's kind of all the same. It's it's all kind of just the samey. It's the same. Okay, conversa. What to do? Can it really be that we've been in Great Britain for 2 months already? Yes, it's gone by in a flash, hasn't it? What an English gentleman you trailed off there, Susato-san. I'm so sorry. When I thought it through, I realized it's not at all true, actually. I simply don't feel any Britishness has really rubbed off of you. Nor you, to be honest. Well, that's obviously because Yes, I know. Without a doubt, it's your kimono. It most certainly stands out. Whippy, what are you doing here? It's been one heck of a day. How are you doing? It's a pleasure singing around, playing more Ace Attorney. British people do like rubbing off on people. No! Bad! Stop being British with me. Just for a second, okay? Just because this game is British doesn't mean you have to be British on stream, okay? I do adore the attire of English ladies. It's quite delightful. But somehow, I just don't feel ready to abandon my Japanese dress just yet. Wonder how Sasato-san would look in Western clothes. That would be interesting to see. You can't help it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what the gays say. Can't help being gay, can't help being British. What can you help with? Math? I don't think so. 15th April, 3:46 p.m. Shlom Suite. Suzy and Rino, come in, come in. Good afternoon, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. Busy as always? I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're honestly cooking something special, are you? Oh yes, after all, we have a special guest joining us. I guess who it is. Go on. You'll never guess. Look at those little eyes of her shining. Oh dear. It is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? Matt groaning. It's Jeannie! It's Jenny! Isn't that exciting? Oh, what a surprise! Yes, that's wonderful news. Iris seems overjoyed at the idea. They are gay! Iris has a crush on Jeannie. That is... Ooh! It's there! Yeah, it wasn't Matt Croning, but you got the G right. You got the G spot. Can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. Oh yes, that does sound like fun. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. Naruto? By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Shlom's up to? Currently? Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back. Hello, Mr. Shlom's? There's a first time for everything. Yeah. I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry? I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. As you can see, I'm not here. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologize. When he gets like this, it's completely oblivious to everything. Yes, I see. Really, he behaves just like a child sometimes. Hurley does. Mr. Sloan and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Yeah, except the Iris is clearly the parent here. Oh, that's not good. That should not be. I relate to Iris. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are. What's the matter, Rino? You have ever such a funny look on your face? Oh no, it's nothing. I know what it is. Why does this girl live here with Mr. Shlom's? You're wondering, am I right? How did you know? Oh, Rino, I could read you like a book. This girl's dangerous. Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. Okay, Rar, what is this image that you want me to put up? It's in the usual spot. Yeah. Oh my god, is this actually a thing? Because I've never seen this one before. This seems like it's a new thing. Okay, noted. Time to make those aestheticals go abeticals. Wow! I love that wow. It's nice. That's a nice wow. Ain't it? Ain't it? Probably should get some of these porn stuff out of the way because they might reflect on the screen, to be honest. I don't even... Where the fuck did the thing go? I don't even know where it went. There it is. I don't know how these images just kind of go. There we go. Such insolence! No porn! Why no porn? Porn good! Porn's great, y'all. I gotta say, big fan. This is the wrong platform. Fine! Would you mind if I show you this, Iris? It's just a boring old thing, really, but... Without porn? No, thank you. No, I'm not lost looter. I don't really like boring things. Looks like Japanese modesty is easily misinterpreted by young Western children. Yeah. I mean, who does like boring things? No one wants to be shown something boring. Come to think of it, you're always introducing things with, this is boring, but it's a bad habit, you should stop it. I'll be sure to let the entire population of the Empire of Japan know on my return. Where's my bonk stick? No bonking! Why y'all want to bonk me? I don't do anything wrong! That needs to happen. Jeez. I think everything's like got... Yeah, looks like it. It looks like the situation. Well, I could talk to him. Okay. Ow! Why? No, this is... Now this really is Mr. Shlum's faithful performing partner, then. The Starved Dart, the Scrap Scar, the Scarivus? No, that's no good. It's gone. The Virtuoso's violin that we found in the pawnbrokers, we managed to buy for next to nothing. After all, we went through to get it back. He's just cast it aside on the chair. I was looking forward to hearing the beautiful sound it makes when Mr. Slums plays it. A channel where Lost only plays Vita games? Have I played a Vita? I don't think I've played any Vita game out there, to be honest, maybe. There is a Vita game that I could play here, 1 or 2. You know what? We should probably have that as a thing. Like, what game would you want me to play? On, like, what console and such. I could probably do that. Because the only console I don't think I can stream from is GameCube and N64. Every other console I can, the SNES and whatnot, but I don't have all the games for that. But I can stream them. It does look, rather sorry for itself there, doesn't it? Though, at least, Wakahi hasn't attacked it yet. Even his eyes are saying it's only a matter of time. You can stream directly from a SNES? Yeah, I can. I can factually stream directly from a SNES. Sega Genesis? Actually, I don't think I can with Sega Genesis. But I do have SNES games. No, it actually doesn't, because the way that, the HD converters work and everything, they actually don't work. I don't know why that is, but the N64 and the GameCube need different ones. It's so weird. I don't get it. And the one that I did have for the GameCube that was also worked on the N64 and the SNES overheated too much, so I couldn't use it. So, yeah. That doesn't make sense? I'm telling you, that's what it is. They literally do have to get a new one. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, there's something else there. I guess we just talked to Shlums. So, Mr. Shlums, what are you so engrossed in? Did you not hear it? I am not here. course you're not. I cannot think why the whole bed of an ocean is, no one solid mass of oysters. So prolific, the creatures seem. You won't even turn around and look at me. It's best just to leave him alone, when he's, in one of his moods like this. Yes, I could see that. I just saw your title, like, thank you. I try to work on my titles, y'all. I give thought to a lot of them. If I were to make a percentile in terms of, like how good the titles are here, I'd probably say it's somewhere between 70% and 30%. Where 30% is phoning it in and 70% is actually trying. And, like, y'all need to understand is that I did a lot of titles, not just for the streams, but for my LPs and like all the videos on that channel there. There's a lot. There's a lot. I've titled a lot of things. Living with Shlomes. Yeah, what about living with Shlomes? I'm sure you've been wondering, why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you? Well, that's crossed my mind. That and where are your real parents? My mommy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mommy passed away when I was born. And around the same time, my father, well, he had to go a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on. Oh. Wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley? Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mystery cases together. She didn't mention that before. He wrote them up all in his diaries. That's what's in the metal chest over there. Really? You recorded them all? So you mean it's true? Mr. Shlomes really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases? Oh yes. I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it? So Mr. Shlomes' partner... was your father? Exactly. Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest. That only made me want to look at even more, so I opened it up and found your father's memoirs. Yes, so I asked Hurley, who wrote these? He nearly fell out of his chair. But then he told me that's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father. So Iris's father was Mr. Shlomes' partner? Iris's father. I practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So, it came as quite a shock. When Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy. I mean, it must have done. Wonder why Mr. Shlomes chose to tell you, and at such a young age. Hurley says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There are some things I could just see. Especially lies. I also know when people are lying before they open their mouth sometimes. Right. Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's when it inspired me to write The Adventures of Sherlock Shlomes, actually. I always assumed Mr. Shlomes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solves the case, it all but vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. You find my British accent offensive? Good. I love it. Good. I'm glad. This makes me happy. if I can offend one British person a day, I feel like my life has meaning, you know? Yeah. The other day it was so embarrassing. As usual, we totally forgot about the case he just solved. So the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. It was quite a shock to everyone. I could say that again. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson. I heard from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's what prompted me to study so that I could earn a doctorate as well. There's his father, who went to some distant land, and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. The court will now hear the trial of Renosuke Naruto. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. All the cases are connected in this game. Every single case is connected to the final case. That's not something that I think happened in any other Ace Attorney game. I don't think any other Ace Attorney has things that are connected to every single one. Because in Justice for All cases... Yeah, Case 4 is entirely not at all connected to any of the other cases. Justice for All is the one with the least amount of cases connected to it. The most you have is just a overall factor of Francesca being there. And in the first game, you have the first 2 cases, I believe. No, I think it's case... I'm trying to remember. I think it's case 2 and 4 that are connected, and 1, 2 is connected, and 2 connects to 4. I know that. I think 3 is the only one that doesn't connect, and 5 it absolutely does not connect to anything else. But that wasn't part of the original story, so it's whatever. And then 3 stories connect to one Pacific one, and the second one connects. I think it's only the 3rd case. Yeah, I think it's only the 3rd case in Trials and Tribulation that connect. So, yeah, the rest of them are fine. And then you also have, I think, Apollo Justice, I believe, has 1 and 4 connect. But I don't think 2 and 3 connect at all. And it's weird, too, because Apollo Justice starts out strong. Apollo Justice first case is amazing. It's actually a really, really good case. All the cases after the fact. And then, case, Ace Attorney 5, which is actually my favorite Ace Attorney game. That one has cases 5, 4, and 1, I think, connected? Yeah, 2 and 3 are not connected, but the other 3 are connected to some degree and form. Yeah. And then after that, with Ace Attorney 6, I believe it's... Because 6 is the... Do they have 6? No, they don't. Case 5 actually has 2 court trials, so it just feels really long, but it's not. I think it's only 1 and 2? No, because the other... There's like extra things on top of that. Like, they all have a connection, I think, in the 6th game, but they're not quote-unquote connected. I think it's just 2 and 5 that are connected. But this is the first Ace Attorney game that I've actually seen it where it's all connected. Even Miles Edgeworth's games didn't have this. This is pretty cool. I'm really liking that. This is really, really cool. That's right. Visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University. And the man who, in the most bizarre of circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan. Mr. Sato. Yes? Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. I think that would be for the best. So super happy. Jeannie! Or is it Jenny? How do you pronounce this? Jenny? Jin? Ginny. Ginny. Let's say Ginny now. So by Ginny, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the McLind case 2 months ago, right? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although, after that trial, I invited her back here, and we had dinner. Could be a hard G, right? And now we're the best of friends. They're gay. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yes, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh? And I chase after her down the back alleys. Interesting idea of friendship. What do I think of Cobra Kai? We talked about this, Wibby. I like Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai's really good. It's definitely one of those things that I would say is probably like rough around the edges in terms of like how it goes, but like it's meant to be that way. Like it's kind of hard to see what happens at the end of season 2 happening in real life, but the rest of it's pretty solid in terms of like realistic stuff and like them fighting and how everything goes. It's actually really good. Finished all available watches a while back. Yeah. And I think we're on season 4 now. I think season 4 is going to happen as a thing, which is pretty interesting because seasons 1 and 2 were actually available on the YouTube. YouTube produced it. And then it got so popular and people loved it that it actually moved over to the Netflix. And the Netflix was like, yeah, we need to have a 3rd season for this. We need to like do the rest of this. And it kind of works out overall. Yeah. You think they've already escalated things too far? Seems like they don't have anywhere to go from there. I think of it as more of like a peak, and season 4 is kind of like closing things. Season 4 is going to start soon. That's great to hear. That is great to hear. I do want to watch season 4 really soon. But in terms of things, I think inherently so, Cobra Kai hasn't really gotten bad. Like, it hasn't reached absurdity levels. It hasn't done things that are just like too unrealistic. It just like kind of like, what? Like at least season 3 kind of grounded it again. Season 4 airs in December. That's not close enough! Nah. But yeah, Cobra Kai good. Then I'll let her have the latest color smoke grenade I've developed. Oh? There are so many beautiful colors in the world. Jenny wants me to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Miss Lestrade keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? Yes, that's right. I got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now. Poor Hurley. No, good. Oh, I can't wait for Jenny. Jenny. I hate it. I hate that. I'm just gonna say Jenny. Leave it at that. Jenny to arrive. It's been too long since we last came over. I'm so excited. Just hope she actually does come. Ah, my dear fellows! How good to see you! Mr. Sloanes? Why ever did you, make your presence known to me before? Well, no matter now. So how the devil are you? We've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? Do tell me, Mr. Slums, is your violin, unscathed? My violin? What are you talking about, my dear madam? Oh, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. Behold, my dear fellows. Oh, another music box disc. No, not another disc, Mrs. Sato. This is the one Grayson demanded we hand over as evidence. Mr. McGlynn's disc. Oh my. Then what's it doing here? You know, at times, Mr. Naruto, I think that, though I have an undeniable turn for detection, I may even be more adept at larceny. Oh, that would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocket assistant. And Reno, I could be our go-to lawyer if we ever got caught. Right. Plus, Susie has such a beautiful handwriting. She could write all the menacing crime notifications. Yes, I'd be delighted. I'm just going to pretend this conversation never happened, I think. Okay, let's present him with this. I must stop you there, Mr. Naruto. Unofficially I may be, but I am nevertheless a professional. I can't examine such a ho-drum item. For anything less than 5 pounds. Oh, no, I didn't really want you to examine it. I just wanted to ask if... My dear fellow, as a professional consulting detective, I couldn't possibly venture an opinion. For anything less than 5 pounds. 5 pounds? Is that a lot? I don't know. All your British money is a foo-foo to me. You perhaps hoping to purchase a new telescope in the near future, Mr. Slums? Indeed I am. As you know, it has been long been an ambition of mine to discover a new star and name it for myself. That's like $8. Wow. That is a lot. That's too much money. Fuck, I eat this, yo. Because your earthly stardom isn't enough. Yep, it's not. It just isn't. Magnus McGlynn. Magnus McGlynn. Not a name I expected to hear again so soon. Yes, it's only been 2 months since that grisly case. Flashback. Mr. McGlynn perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows till now. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ash, and a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGlynn's innocence in the trial, the newspaper are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case. The murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Fire Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. Although Mr. McGlynn was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. It would appear the case is not yet closed. Well, hey Grandpa's Ghost, how you doing? All is going well. I insulted a British person today. I had my AC unit sized up and I'm figuring out how to install that thing, and I got to talk to my girlfriend. This was a pretty good day so far. How are you doing? I don't understand. How did the disc come to be in your possession? Thought Inspector Grayson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Schlums. Why'd you block me? Why'd you block for that? How do you insult a British person? By having my accent as the British person. Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. You will humor me, my dear fellows. Cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. Be taking that whatever it is of McGlynn's down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. I guess, of course. The police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow. We have no choice but to comply. You would double down on it, full-blown Cockney accent, governor. I can't do a full Cockney accent. I don't even know how that's done, to be honest. The only thing I could do is a bit of Irish accent, and even then, it's bad. But I do what I can. It's all yours, Inspector. Name Jenny with a hard G. Jen? Jenny. Janine? I don't know what a hard G is. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not good with pronunciations. I figured you would know this from before, Quippy. I figured you would know it from before. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yes. Yes, you did. But I still don't understand. As in good. Jenny. That just sounds like Jenny. As Geronimo? I don't... Geronimo? Good. Jenny. That's all... Yeah. You should. You should give up. I don't know how to pronounce it that way. I genuinely don't. Genny? Genny! Oh, Genny! Genny. Okay, Genny. Gen, okay. Now I get it. Leave me alone! You all knew what you're signing up for when you decided to stay over here. I don't pronounce things well. What is this, pick on last day? Thought that was next week. It was at precisely that moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. My expression is on the screen right now. The face plant is... Press the disc into a pair of bars like this. That's amazing. The disc and all the minuscule protrusions have had an image on the caramel. Oh, I said caramel. Indeed, this caramel is quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know. Suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting. The result of a precisely controlled solution. How extraordinary. Carrying a pair of these on one person's frequently proves very useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. Simple press and its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's property at will, and never without high nourishment. Okay. Tristan. Tristan. Is that not how you say it? Yeah, I used to call you Mr. Footloose. It's true, I did. Then my friends got mad at me. We're trying to pronounce it correctly. I eventually changed it. I got the correct one. Tristan? Tristan? Tristan. Is that how you pronounced it? Not Tristan? See, I'm thinking that you're from Yu-Gi-Oh! Up in here. Is that not the case? Yeah, it sounds illegal. From the image, I was able to create this. I confess I was most curious to know what matter of music would issue from the disc when played. The music on the disc, then. Tristan, yeah, it does sound illegal. Do tell us then, Mr. Slums, what music does the disc play? Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea? None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not. Goodness, you don't know, Bruno? Tristan is wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. Tristan? Inside a music box, there's a special metal called a comb. That's what produces the sound. Small, protuberances pluck the different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making the different notes. The first music box to be invented used a rotating cylinder with protuberance on it. But over time, a new type of player was produced, which uses discs such as these. And with that development, the popularity of music boxes spread far and wide, all around the globe. Why exactly? Because the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are a great many firms in Europe now, manufacturing music boxes as a result. It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music, even when no performer is present. But it is very successful in invention. That means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one firm's music box does not match that of another, and we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. There is no resolution to this problem, I'm afraid. It's quite interchangeable. Ah, I see. So that's why. Naturally, I tested the disc in those few music boxes I have at my disposal. But as you could hear, to no avail. The results were equally unsatisfactory in this one. So, I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe. Every single one? That's hardly for you. Always taking things too far. But my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. Surely all the different types of music types in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, wouldn't it? Yes, that is certainly true. In the worst case, I shall just have to ask you to evacuate the attic room. What? Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Genny, will be here before long. Thank you, Iris. Oh, well, you must, let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? This be a lesson to you, Mr. Slomes. Never leave anything too precious with a pawnbroker. Yes, you may be right. Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Windybank said before. He said that he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he? Did he? Yes, he definitely mentioned it. Mr. Slome's latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Were his words, I believe. So you heard about that, did you? I expected you were as insist as I was. Yes, the idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Windybank's storeroom gathering dust. My dear madam, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom was the safest place for it. More secure than a bank's vault. What about your extravagance, Hurley? Was that safe and secure? Oh, well, there may be occasional mix-up caused by a certain impetus someone not too far from me now. Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Bakesville story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Baskervilles? I should love to read it. Oh. Ah! What's going on here? Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room? Susie, what did you just say? You said the Hound of the Baskervilles. But how can you know the full title? Well, that's... Azazel! My girl's here! Ah! All is right with the world, but all is not right with Susie here. She stole a thing, I think. Or mayhaps have read a thing. That's because Mr. Sato is such a great fan of all the stories about Mr. Sloane's, of course. You're stuffed, babe. I thought I was stuffed. But Bruno, the Hound of the Baskervilles has never been published. What? When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it. I don't understand. That's why he said that he'd keep it safe until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see? So that's why the manuscript is at Whitney Banks? And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley? What's going on? You had lamb and homemade garlic bread. I do like me some lamb. What is it, Mr. Slums? It would appear our guest has arrived. There she is! Miss Lestrade? This was a bad idea. I knew I weren't coming. I'm going. No, wait! Miss Lestrade! We've all been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Haven't we, Iris? Oh yes, just wait there, Guinea. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come along, Susie. Right, of course. It's a pleasure to see you here, Miss Lestrade. Please make yourself at home. Don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come along in. What say you, to some... What is that? Medalson? Medalson? Why are words like this? I hate this. I won't take no for an answer. Meddlesome in his then. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sloane's violin performance was in no way meddlesome. And Gina, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night. 15th April, 9:34 p.m. Naruto's legal constancy. That was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it? Oh yes, Iris's cooking was truly divine. I feel as though I could still hear the enchanting strains of Mr. Shlom's violin even now. Best of all, I bet I could steal the glasses from his lordship's face next time we're in court. Naruto-san, can I consult with you about something, I wonder? What's the matter, Susato-san? It's about the telegram I received. One that arrived first thing this morning, I suppose. I've been summoned. What? Summoned? What do you mean? The telegram was from the Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Strongheart has asked to see me. Lord Chief Justice? When? Tomorrow morning. What? Then we have to start preparing at once! Oh, no. That won't be necessary, Naruto-san. I've been summoned alone. Alone? What on earth for? I have no idea. Suppose I shall find out tomorrow. What's all this about? Whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Oh, who could that be, I wonder? Good evening, friends! Oh, Iris! Hello again! Oh, is Gina gonna sleep here? Oh, Gina too! Yes, Genny's going to stay with us tonight. She's gonna sleep in with me! I ship these two. I ship them! As far as I'm concerned. I think she's like 10 and she's like 17. But like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. Because like, legitimately enough, Iris take a liking to her. And like I like, you know, I'm just saying. Not as like a sexual thing, y'all. Just as like, I can see them growing old together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say here. Isn't that right, Gina? They were roommates, exactly. Well, yeah. How lovely. Let me make you a pot of tea. You know, I've learned so much today. Oh, what in particular? All those things, Genny, showed us. Wasn't it wonderful? Oh, you mean all those pickpocketing techniques? We had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we? I think I'll awaken a natural talent. I could, earn a living with it, from it. Might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Glad to see that you're here. We are here to talk with Iris as we're going on further with our Great Ace Attorneyness. So far, no murder has showed up yet, so this makes me suspicious that murder is going to happen very soon. So what brings you to our humble quarters at this hour? Well, you see, I came to return this. Wait, what? That's mine! Slum just spowed him out. Oh my god. Oh my. However did you? I told you, didn't I? I have a natural talent for it. Yes, I've forgotten. Iris literally is a child genius. So anyway, here, you can have it back. Not that I really understand why you wear it, though. Thank you. Alright then, good night. Yes, good night. So this is your office, is it? What do you think, Genny? I think I wouldn't fancy chances with a lawyer what lives in a place like this. Yes, me too. Seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about. I suppose she probably wants to talk about the manuscript. So I suppose she probably does. What if we examine? Oh, she's right there! Gina looks very pensive over there. Are you alright, Gina? Just thinking, that's all. Well, wouldn't fancy me chances with a lawyer what lives in a place like this. Guess you did mention that already. Get off, did I? Well, nothing else springs to mind, that's all. What's wrong with this room exactly? I like it. I have an inkling that she is going to be the one that's going to be on trial. And she's going to hire us because she has nobody else. And we're going to be doing things pro bono. Runa, what are you doing? Look, I'm not going to steal nothing, alright? It's all junk anyway. Charming. I suppose I should engage our guests in conversation, really. I gotta stretch. Fine. I shall stretch. Ooh! Oh, Lord. You need this. Apparently I do. Oh, fuck. Oh, Lord. Oh, shit. Ooh. Oh. That felt good right there. Yeah, I see. I really need someone to massage my back or something, because, like, legitimately enough, my bones, they're not so good. They don't get massaged enough. They really don't. That did feel really good, though. Like, yeah. I definitely needed that. Iris, I suppose you're hoping to talk about the manuscript, aren't you? Aren't you going to tell me? I'm so sorry. I need a little more time, please. Alright, I understand. I hope I haven't made you feel awkward. Oh no, not at all, Iris. Not at all. I don't know what all this is really about, but it's a story you made up, is it, Iris? This mantle script, or whatever you call it? It's not exactly a story that I made up. It's something I read in Daddy's diaries. Daddy's? That's right. I don't suppose I've mentioned it to you before, Agini, but my daddy was Hurley's assistant once. His partner. Eh? He solved all sorts of strange and mysterious cases together. Is that right, mister? Apparently so. I was as surprised as you were, though. And Daddy wrote all the details of every single case down, you see, in his diaries. So I studied them and write my stories based on what actually happened. So where's your old man now, then? He had to go away on urgent business to a faraway land, and he'll be gone a very long time. So I never really actually met him. Oh, right. I think of it. I don't know anything about Gina's parents either. Perhaps we should ask her. Let's ask her. Let's ask her about her parents. Can we do that? I realized that I don't know anything about your parents, Gina. I ain't got any, have I? Never did have. Oh. Look, the East End's full of orphans like me. No one wants nothing to do with us from the minute we're born. Not even our mums. We all stick together. The older ones look after the little ones. And make sure they get by. So that's why you're a pickpocket? Nah. Davin's my life. I love it. Get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiot's purse. And that's how we all afford to eat. Like Robin would, ain't I? That's how I see it. Oh, Gina. Do you think about it sometimes? Like having parents, I mean. Always that to make everything right. But having to listen to what Iris just said. Sounds like having parents ain't always easy either. Oh. I mean, if you know you never had them, you don't feel like you're always wanting to meet them. It's true. I do want to see Daddy. So much. Oh, Iris. Damn, that's just a moment, ain't it? And it's true. This is a very true effect, and I think it's something that I can relate to. When you know your parents are shitty, when you know they're not good, or they don't want you, or some such like that, you're like, I don't care about them whatsoever. And like, honestly, I don't care about my biological father whatsoever. He might still be alive, he might be dead, I don't freaking know, I don't really care. It's just a matter of, it's whatever. But, yeah, someone that his father like went away to like go do like a business. Like, poor Iris. I feel bad for her. Especially that we know the truth. He's not coming back. That's such a harsh thing. Such a harsh thing. The Hound of the Bakersville, Bakersville. This Hound of the Bakersville story. I take it that's another tale inspired by your father's accounts? That's right. I thought it was fascinating. But it's different somehow. From the other cases, I mean. Oh, how? I don't really know, but it must be special in some way. Because after I'd written it, I showed the manuscript to Hurley. He turned as white as a sheet. It was the first time I've ever seen him like that. Pains me to say this after you toiled after it for so long, Iris. But this story must not be published at this time, under any circumstances. But why not? It's one of my best works. I'm not at liberty to say. Not now. So please do not ask me. Alright then. I won't. But I do solemnly swear that I will explain everything one day, Iris. When the time is, right. That's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Windybank, is it? Yes. Hurley said it had to be somewhere very safe. That really gets my goat, that does! It's treating me like a child! It's mean, that's what it is, keeping secrets like that. I'm sure Mr. Slums isn't trying to be mean. Eh? He said he wasn't at liberty to talk about it. There must be a very good reason. I think so too. You lot are too trusting for your own good. Women can't pull the wool off in my eyes. Shlums is lying to Iris. Bet my life on it. What? Hurley's lying to me? Why the lie? What would he have to gain? Gina, what do you mean when you said that you know Mr. Slums is lying to Iris? Well, I reckon's in pulping that manuscript or whatever, right? Come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish. Oh my. Why would you think that, Gina? It's simple. If the story was really in old Windybank's storeroom, there's no way someone will have way around the world. In other words, you could know about it. Sorry, Iris. If you ask me, you stole it. Without telling you. But Hurley would never do something like that. I'm sure of it. Huh. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barface liars, a lot of them. Just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling ya, that manuscript ain't in Windybanks. You'll soon see if you had a look. If you think you could trust him, I don't. That Shlums is a liar like the rest of them. If I'm honest, I haven't wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. See? Oh, but I don't mean that I think he sold it. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Don't be too hard on yourself, Iris. Oh my goodness! Look at the time! Come along, Jenny. We should go back downstairs. Yeah, alright. And please don't mention any of this to Hurley, will you? No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina. You must let me make breakfast for you tomorrow morning. I insist. Oh, yes, please. Can't wait, Susie. Good night, then. Iris. Sure is easy to forget it, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks just like an adult. But deep down, she's still just a child. Well, I think it's time I turn in for the night, too, Naruto-san. Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris' father. But also, the name of the murdered visiting professor at Yuma University. It can't be a mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. Third Hard Naruto. Mr. Naruto. That voice. That's Mr. Slums. What's going on? It's the middle of the night. It's Miss Lestrade. She's gone. Gina? She was supposed to be sleeping in Iris's room, but her bed is empty. Well, she's an independent young woman. She probably decided to go home, no? I think not. From speaking to her from before she retired, I received the distinct impression that she was looking forward to breakfasting with Mrs. Sato. No, I don't believe the girl has gone home. I've been waiting for over an hour now. Over an hour? Oh. You'll indulge me. Look out the window, my dear fellow. What's this about? Wait a minute. Why is there a light at this time of night? That's Mr. Windybank's pawnbroker. Mr. Windybank's? Oh no. It's simple. The store was really in old Windybank's storeroom. There's no way someone will have way around the world, in other words, you could know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, you sold it. Without telling you. Could Gina have gone? Seems you have some knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruto. Sorry? Oh no. No, not really. Well, anyway, we must investigate. Oh? Mrs. Sato? 16th April, 1:14 a.m. Baker Street. Door of Windybank's. It's open. The lamp is burning. Must be Gina, mustn't it? Let us hope it's nothing more sinister. What? Come. There's not a moment to lose. Clearly something is afoot inside. Oh, jeez. Is the man gonna be dead? Please don't tell me Gina dies. I don't want Gina to die. I want to defend her. There's no one in here. Oh, yes. There is. Oh! Mr. Slums! Mr. Slums! What the? Slums been shot? Leave me, Mr. Naruto. But after them, go! Right! Blast! I've lost them! One was just raised from this pawnbreaker, sir. Would you know something about that? Officer, come with me! It's my friend, Mr. Slums! He's been shot! Shot? Policeman close behind me. I ran back to Windybank's.
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Naruto!
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry! It's Gina!
Who called it? Me called it! I did! Me! Oh, to be continued. That means we have a little break going for us, y'all. It is 1:19 on the timer. So, we're going to take a short break, And then we're gonna go ahead and get that going. So make sure to get yourself something nice. Say it twice, because like honestly, sometimes it's just getting a snack that makes things a little bit better. I shall be right back. There we go. Also got myself a snack. It's one of these Lador chocolates. It's the caramel kind. But it's a little melty, so I have to like eat it in a certain way. I have to not touch it, otherwise I get a bunch of chocolate on my hands. Investigation Part 3, jeez! I'm just constant with this. Find the door in the storeroom. Hurry! Gina? From that moment, Windy Bank's pawnbroker became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. Arrival of the police, the preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn before I was allowed back into my lodgings at 221B. 16th April, 6:21 a.m. None of those legal consultancy. Oh, Iris. A telegram came, but all it said was, wait at home. Oh, yes. We asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply impossible to come back. I woke up. I was all alone. Hurley and Jenny, were gone. Everyone was gone. What happened, Runo? Poor Iris, she's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know. Something awful has happened, hasn't it? Yes, I'm afraid so. It's spring at last, and the weather is warmer now. I love the smell of fire and the steam rising from the kettle. Oh, how about some tea, Runa? Thanks, Iris, but I'm all right now. The green tea Sasato-san makes me from time to time, and Iris' unique herbal infusions. This place is a paradise for a true tea lover. If you're sure, you know I always have plenty whenever you're feeling thirsty. Mm-hmm. This is a tea set that Mrs. Sato brought with her from Japan. So she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter. Susie's lovely green tea has had quite an impact on you, Harley. Quite an impact on Harley, you know? He stopped putting milk and sugar in his coffee even. And Harley is normally bitterly opposed to bitterness. Mm-hmm. That spade has been here since we started renting the place. No, that's not a spade, it's a shovel. Oh, you're a shoveler, are you? I had a feeling you'd pick me up on that. Oh no, it's something else entirely. I dug myself into an even deeper hole. Ah, the DiGiorno doll I brought with me from home, still with only one eye colored in. Said I colored the other one. The other eye once I won my first court case here in Britain, but... That's cruel, only letting it have one eye? Yes, but it's because I don't consider myself a good enough lawyer yet, you see. Once I become a fully fledged lawyer, Mrs. Satos, will color in the other eye for me. Well, in that case, why not color in the other eye now? And then every time you win a new case, give it an extra eye. You can never have too many eyes, you know? Call me crazy, but I never considered that. Plus, it's weird. We've only been here in London for about 2 months, but my desk is starting to look a lot less look a little messy already. Harley desk is far west, you know? I'm sure if I try hard enough to make my desk as messy as Mr. Sloane's. I wonder... You don't think I can? Well, it takes a certain genius to reach that level of disorder, you know? The true mess is long and arduous, it seems. Okay, then. We have this, and that, and this. We were rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind here. The prawns we put in there are doing rather well, and the enemies too. Apparently tanks like those were very popular in London before I was born. Oh, you mean they're not anymore? I think people discovered it was too much effort to clean them out. Change the water all the time. I can believe that. Constant enemies are fun for a while. I actually want to get, whatchamacalls, like a fishy thingy. One of those aquariums and whatnot. I actually want to do that. I think it'd be really fun to have that as one. Especially if I could have it in sorts of places and whatnot. I've always wanted to have like a big aquarium, but just like having a simple aquarium with like a fish or two. That'd be nice. I would like that a lot. Do you know, I've never seen inside Mrs. Sato's room. I haven't so much as put my head around the door. Oh, Susie often invites me up. It's so much fun. Really? What's her room like? I can't tell you that. Oh. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know? I've never heard that before. I suppose some things are the same the world over. Oh, this looks like a telegram. It is, but you mustn't open it. Not under any circumstances. Alright, I won't. Now then, let's see. No, what did I just say? You mustn't open it. Don't worry, I won't. But this special concoction I've developed, I'll be able to see through the envelope without having to open it. No, that's not allowed either. No, I'm sure it's something important. The genius sure can be mischievous. Is that why Sasata-san says that too? About us? I think that's what it is. Alright, let's tell her the bad news. Sasata's situation. Where's Susie, Reno? She's still at the police station. Oh, why? It's good that she's still being questioned. Police said they won't be finished for a while. Why aren't you there then? Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. And Mrs. Sato stayed behind at the scene to attend to Mr. Shlom's, so they didn't get us started until later. Ah, I see. Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. Glad Inspector Grayson agreed to me leaving early. Should have let me know, and I would have come to the station. Shlom's situation. So where's Hurley then? Is he still there investigating the scene? He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals. I don't want you to worry, Iris. I have some news about Mr. Shlom's. He was taken to hospital this morning. What? Well, when he entered Windy Banks, a gun was fired and he took a bullet. Harley? Was shot? No. No. It's alright. His life isn't in danger. Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital? He's at St. Cindery's. They're attending to him there. I must see him at once. I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't. Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed. No, I mean, nobody could see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see. To operate? Oh, Harley? This poor girl, she woke up after a fine meal and dinner. And she wakes up to this. Imagine having like one of the best nights in her life and then immediately one of the worst mornings of your life. That's what happened. She woke up with nobody there. And she already has issues. You could tell by her father leaving and the fact she doesn't have a mother. just want to hug her. I just want her to be like, it's okay, sweetheart. I'll protect you. Because, like, honestly, she's too good. Poor little Iris. The two thugs were in Mr. Wendybake's shop. They shot Mr. Slomes when we disturbed them, you see. It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran out onto the street, but... well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away. I think it's a very good thing. Sorry? Well, if you've seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, Bruno? Baby! Oh, she just wants to have a family. And Bruno and Susie are her family now, too. Oh. A family can be a detective, a lawyer, and a lawyer's assistant. Okay? Fucking bottom. Do you not sympathize with her? She is just a poor innocent child. She just wants to have a family. Nope. No simp. I'm not simping for her. I'm feeling bad for her. I empathize with her. I just want her to be good, you know? I just want her to have a proper family and everything. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that. Oh, Iris. Lost September. I'm not simping. Although I have lost September, I will simp for my girlfriend. That is the true. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Wendybank is dead. He was shot. We discovered it in the early hours of the morning. Oh, yes. I had a feeling. You did? I saw all those police carriages pulling up outside the shop. So I knew something must have happened there. We entered Wendybank's in the small hours. We disrupted a gang of two thugs. They ran out onto the street, and I chased after them, but... You finally bit the bullet? What bullet are you biting there, Cacti? Got away. So, it was one of them who shot old Mr. Wendybank, I suppose. I don't know, but that's not what the police believe at the moment. Oof. Also glad to hear that you got a new laptop. I got a new laptop from my uncle as well. And I was hoping that he was using it. I think he is now, but like... my uncle is opposed to change very hard. So it's very hard to like get him to like change things and things like that. Rar so jelly. Rar got like a really souped up PC. Rar need to calm down. She's secretly pissed. She got like a whole bunch of toys and everything. Yeah, exactly. Spoiled. It's mega thirsty AF though. Yeah. I don't know, but it's not what the police believe at the moment. Oh, why not? They've arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina. Kenny? What? Why? The thing is... No, Kenny wouldn't do something like that. I know. None of us think she did. Then why have they arrested her? I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do. I don't understand why they arrest Skinny. It's not fair. What about the two thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they? No, I mean, Mr. Slums isn't dead, Iris. This is all so horrible. The thing is Mr. Winnybag was found on the floor in the storeroom, where he kept all the deposited articles. The storeroom door was locked from the inside. I see. But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well. Oh no. According to the detectives who investigated afterwards. Don't tell me. There's no one else in the room. Yes, exactly. How do you know? It's the only explanation. Yes, the only explanation indeed. What do you mean by that, Runo? Well? What can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't. I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. Oh, don't leave her behind. Let her come with you. It's chrome and changes colors. What? Or is it literally us sitting right next to me and forced me to hurry up and open it already? Now she's staring at like a kid at Christmas with no presents. Isn't being credit debt free like present enough? You know how much I would love that? Oh my god. I would love that. To have no student debts as well. Oh baby. I love that. There's not much I could do at the moment, but I could at least try to figure out how Mr. Slums and Gina are getting on. Never buy myself stuff. This week was whoosh. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're going there. I want to go too. Take me with you, Runo. Can't stand just sitting around here waiting. You also pre-ordered 2 games. Oh yeah, the Blue Reflection, because I do want to play Blue Reflection. That's not going to be a game I'm going to play the month it comes out, but yes, I will play that game. You're okay with Rar not having the thing for once. Well, good. make her suffer. Not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old to the scene of a murder. But I don't want to leave her alone here either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps you could help me. Oh yes, I'd love to. Gina's at the prison. Mr. Slums is probably in his hospital bed. And don't forget we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation. Oh, I can see you're ready for action. Imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. Okay. So we get everything here. New location. I love attic rooms, don't you? They're so exciting. Okay. Let's go to Schlump's residence. Let's see if there's something here. Can we examine things? Or things are entirely examinable. It's an unusual way to make use of a huge chest, huge metal chest as a table for tea and coffee. But it's a very sturdy box. I noticed that it's always locked. Ah, well, that's because that box contains some of my most important things. She have no intention of telling me more about, judging from the card smile. The fire's burning comfortably in the crate again today. It's a very different feeling to Japanese hibachi somehow. Harley's been working on his disguises recently. He's been dressing as a woman, mainly. Really? Mr. Shlom's dress is in women's clothing? Yes, you see the lady in that photograph print on the mantelpiece? That's Harley. It's quite stunning. They're all mementos of Mr. Sloane's past cases, I think. I've been involved in it in my cases. I wonder if the beefsteak from Le Carval would be displayed here. Hurley says that Laggy is a memento too. What? How? We tried really hard to get the little fella to stay on the shelves at first. But he had to give up in the end. Laggy just wouldn't keep still. Yes, funny that. That's really cutesy. The little cat as a souvenir. So it's like, hey, stay there. Stay right where you are. That's cutesy. There's all sorts of these shelves. Chemistry apparatuses, books, papers, and lots of things I'd never seen before. It's all heaped up so high. Can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment. Yes, Hurley does tend to overload the shelves. That's one way of putting it. He wanted to look something up in one of those books the other day, you know? But it was so tightly crammed in, he gave up and went out to buy a brand new copy instead. This really is Mr. Sloane's faithful performing partner then. The Strappy Scar? The Streverisis? No, it's no good. It's gone. The virtuoso violin that we found in pawnbrokers and managed to buy for next to nothing. Hope Hurley gets well soon. I miss hearing his violin playing already. Oh, Iris. I'm sure you will. Look at Mr. Sloane's desk. It's completely clear. It looks totally different without the enormous machine on it. Haya lives in an absolute mess all the time. He never notices when things go missing. Even Mr. Sloane must have noticed that huge lump of metal is no longer there. Surely. He just misplaced the big old thing? Is that what it is? Okay. Your beautiful tea set is there on the table as usual. A cup of one of your special herbal blends always helps me relax when I'm feeling the strain. Poor Hurley. He hasn't had a drop of tea today. Wish I could take some to the hospital for him. Oh. This is where you note down your ideas, isn't it, Iris? Let's see. What does it say today? The Bosco Valley Mystery? We visited Bosco's Valley recently for a picnic, you see, but I forgot to bring the tea. So when Hurley became thirsty, he decided to drink from a buskin bowl. A pool. He gave himself an awful tummy ache. Oh dear. Hurley sat there miserable as can be in the field of flowers after that, just like when you saw him yesterday. That really is an unsavory talent. Well, unsavory tale. It's a charming little white shelf, full of charming little bottles too. But the contents of them aren't quite so charming, it seems. So close now. I'm nearly developed a rainbow smoke grenade, you know? So you're still working on those colorful but foamy explosives, are you? Tell you what, when I've perfected it, I'll fire the first shot at you, Reno. What an honor. Come to think of it, I haven't seen you doing much writing recently, Iris. There's paperwork already set up on the typewriter, I noticed. As if you're about to start. I'm a little bit stuck for a new story idea, actually. Well, you could consider using what happened to Mr. Natsumi, perhaps. Oh yes, that's a fabulous idea. A great title has just popped in my head as well. The Adventures of the Kadi Man. How's that, Bruno? It's not good at all. Kadi Man. Jeez. Okay, let's move on to the next area. There's prison and there's the hospital. Yeah, we should go to the hospital. 16th April. St. Sinners Hospital. Ward 3. Harley! Oh. He's not here. No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in bed by a window, didn't he? Didn't she? Oh, I know what's probably happened. Harley was being a big baby and the blood wasn't that bad after all. So he's been sent home. I'm not sure about that. Maybe or not. There's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sloan suffered. Oh. This ward is off limits. No visit. So what are you doing in here, huh? Well, I'll have you know, we're Hurley's next of kin. Eh? Oh? Well, beg your pardon, madam. Little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. The great Mr. Solville is a mysterious family, eh? That's how you see us, sure. Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley? I believe he is currently in the operating theater, ma'am. Undergoing an extensive operation. Extensive? This has been several hours since he went in. Oh dear. Is he gonna be alright? Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. Anesthesia, that is. Oh. I've heard a report that the gentleman's claims may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it'll be fair to assume that he wouldn't be back here for several hours, eh? I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we shall leave and come back here. Oh, poor Hurley. Okay, let's examine things. If we can. There's a notice board on the wall here. Look, let's see what it says. Through thought of the day. On seeing any vermin, calmly and discreetly inform Matron. Oh yes, they have rats and mice in hospitals like this that love to feast on all the medicines. If you don't deal with them, there's nothing left to treat the patients. Rats and mice? Oh, I see. This is a rather old building, I suppose. But the doctors and nurses are all very good, I hear. Certainly hope so. For Mr. Sloan's sake. Well, it looks all bad. This would be a terrible hospital to be in. Wonder what these are. Do you have any idea, Iris? Oh, haven't you ever seen crutches before? Let me explain. They're for people with leg injuries, to help them walk. You hold one under your arm, you see? Ah, right. Thought they were weapons of some sort. Why would there be weapons in the hospital? Thought maybe a fighter had been injured in a battle contest and had been brought here along with his weapons. That's surprisingly plausible. Alright then. I guess that's all there is to it. Let's move. Prison time, baby. 16th April. Local prison. Cell 13. Hello, Gina. Oh, you still have the grenade launcher Hurley and I made. Wish you wouldn't point it at me all the time, though. What are you here for? Kenny? That feeling is because of us that you've ended up in trouble. So, we were thinking we might be able to help, you. Well, you can't. Sorry? Yeah, get lost. Don't be like that, Kenny. I know you didn't do it. You never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't. You think you know me? Pull the other one. Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. Pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. And if I saw me chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I can lay my hands on. Get it? It's the kind of person I am. But Kenny, I'll be in court tomorrow, they said. Some cub came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like. Said it was my right or something. But I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one. She couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried. Why are you being like this, Kenny? Would you have a look at, strange, where's my hairband gone? What's the problem? Something, wrong? Don't suppose? You're looking for this? Yes, but how? And when? And how again? Got a talent for one, haven't I? Divine. That's bordering on black magic. That makes what I was about to say about the armband seem a little dull. So what do you want to tell me about it, eh? Okay, let's converse with her. What happened? Can you tell us what happened, Gina? Last night, at the pawnbroker's. There's nothing to tell. Figured it'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. The old bloke walked in on me, and you know the rest. But why, Genny? Why would he do that? Ain't it obvious? The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. David ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work. Half the time you don't even get nothing. Is that really why you broke into the place? What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else? Oh, give it a rest! What'd be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say that would make a blind bit of difference. Please tell us, Kenny. We'll believe you, whatever it is. Believe me. Don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies? Unforgivable lies. What do you mean before, Gina? When you said you were one of the biggest liars of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you told are? Maybe you could help. Sorry. We're out of time. They're gonna want to question me now. Kenny, please. Oh yeah. I want to give you this. Something to remember me by. What's a kitty? A photographic print? A really adorable cat. Found in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point in me having it. What a little photograph like this is doing in a pocket of that overcoat. Anyways, don't bother coming again. Bye. Oh, Kenny. Okay. Okay, legal representation then, maybe. I don't understand, Gina. Why do you send the public defender away? They wanted me to sign some papers, representing papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway. The whole trial. Pinning on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. How do you think that? Because that's how it's always been for me. Grown-ups in the back of the slums, your whole life. You do what the grown-ups tell you. Don't get your mates dragged off by the coppers. Or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold on a nearly stoffel in the back of it. Can't trust no one. That's the point. As soon as you do, you're gone to the grass. Dead. Gina, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial, I could... Forget it. Kenny? Don't you trust Bruno? No, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone. Oh? You don't want to be asked for nothing, huh? Gina, about this photograph. Oh, that? I just found it in one of the pockets of this coat, that's all. Chuck it in if you don't want it. Miss McGlynn, I didn't give it to her. There's something written on the back, I think. There is? Don't mean nothing to me, though. I don't read so well, anyway. Especially not on that scroll. I ought to examine the photograph more thoroughly, I think. Okay. Oh? Look at the back of this print here. There's something written on it. 13th of February at 9 p.m. Article deposit 1 small box. Loan amount paid 10 shillings. Redemption deadline 13th April 9 p.m. So this photograph of print is a redemption ticket? 13th February? That could be significant. It was just 2 days before the murder of the omnibus, wasn't it? Small box. Doesn't tell us much about it, does it? Bruno, if Mr. McGlynn still had the ticket, then presumably he never redeemed the article. So do you think the box might still be present somewhere in the shop? Ah, yes! It's something McGlynn deposited. We need to investigate. Okay. Oh, yeah, she won't say it. Well, someone's saying I can't have it stuff. It makes me want it, see? So you better and hand it over now. No, I'm not giving it to you. Even though she gave it to us before. Okay, so we exhausted the options there. I guess we will go to Baker Street. And we shall examine things. It's already been 2 months since we've been taking lodgings here above Mr. Slum's office. Still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. When Hurley comes back home, we'll have a big party. That's a great idea. Sure won't be long. Mr. Slums is very tough. Yes. Okay. There's still a Scotland Yard carriage outside of Windybanks. Never imagined investigating a case so close to home. Poor Iris, she's very upset about all this. I'm sorry, I was there. I should have done more. And this is your fault, Bruno. So please don't apologize. But it's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them. Yes, you're right. Oh. It's the same thing. Consarn it. There we go. Off and done. 16th April, Windybanks Pawnbrokery. Oh wow, they're actually walking. This is where it happened, then. Last night? That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place, looking for valuables. But, apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of disturbance. Oh, you're right about that. Actually. In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking. What do you mean? Like a gang of organized criminals all dressed in black. Well, I heard that. Oh, Inspector. Good morning. I suppose I'll thank you for your vigilance last night. We got the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I thought you assigned extra men to the beat around here, Gracie. Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty. Oh! Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming! I expect you take full responsibility of what happened to Hurley, and see he has the very best medical care. Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital are attending to him as we speak. I don't think it's Runa's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job. Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am. As you say. Just completely just answering, just like full out, like, sorry. The jet in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change. Oh, wait a minute, manners. Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice? Some nice, refreshing fruit juice? Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Gracie? I have some of my special herbal tea with me, if you'd like some. Why do you use Google Chrome? Google Chrome bad. Firefox good. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. I really spot your ladyship. I don't even recognize him like this. Okay, let's examine stuff. Alright then, let's see what we can uncover. Well, what do you think you're doing, Sunshine? Can't touch anything in here. Oh, but we were hoping to investigate. This is a crime scene, for Pete's sakes. No touching. What's the problem, Gracie? Runa's a lawyer, you know that. Well, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. The rules and regulation are a thorn on my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruto was to have been properly appointed by the accused, then it'd be another matter. The accused? If you could show me some representation papers, you'd be only too happy to let your nose around. Do you hear that, Runa? You need Jenny to sign some representation papers. It's like presenting the detective here with correct paperwork is the only way. Granted, Firefox is a cooler name, but for me, Chrome usually runs better. I say eat me, but you get all stiff on me, mommy, but... Yeah. On second thought, with how reliable RAR is with text. Listen, Google Chrome does not have the little picture-in-picture on the YouTube, but Firefox does. Better. It's better. Oh, with tech, yeah. So let's show him this. Inspector Grayson, could you give me an opinion about this, do you think? We don't tend to share Sunshine, not with the general public. In that case, Gracie, how about you, some herbal tea? lovely. Dab very much. I really hit the spot, your ladyship. Don't mind sharing that? That then? Okay. It's probably gonna say the same thing. Power doesn't let me mute individual tabs instead of whole websites though. It does let you mute individual tabs. It does do that. Like, I don't know what you mean, because, like, it do that. Mr. Slomes. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Slomes? What's his condition? Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential. Well, I know he's been operating on sinners. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know. I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital's policy. No visit at all. Oh. The bull must have hit a artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood. Oh no. Didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so. But a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Shlomes pipe down. Mr. Shlomes is a human like the rest of us, you know? Well, anyway, he's having an emergency surgery right now. They're gonna stop that bleeding. But he will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better. Oh, of course, your ladyship. He'll be right as rain, before you know it. Really? How do you know? Oh, how do I know? Well, because, of course. Sound is broken? I mean, I heard it. Did you not hear it? Maybe because I was speaking. Oh yes, because Mr. Sloan is such a great detective, that's why. Better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again. Oh dear. Please don't die, Hurley. Well, report to your ladyship. The moment I hear he's out of the operating theater. So how's the investigation going, Inspector? Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definite evidence. Just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact. Gina, you're going to charge her? That's right. Should be able to bring her before a judge at the Bailey tomorrow. Definite evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me. Well, your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid. Ah, I see. You've already captured a pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you? What the? And you're going to put them on stand as witnesses, are you? How could you? Ow! How could you possibly know that? I had a feeling, that's all. I mean, never to try to keep a secret from Iris. So you arrested the two men who shot Mr. Slomes, have you? Well, yes. They were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads of the beat. And Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison? She should be. Assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jailer, of course. That's fair. Okay, wooing, you got it. Ow! There we go. Good album. I couldn't help noticing, Inspector. What? I love it, Sunshine. There seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris. Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a copper and we don't go into for favoritism. But he's right. You do treat us differently. It's because of those adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Stories, that's what. Oh. I crop up in them, don't I? Inspector Tobias, Grissom. Oh, well yes, because you're acquainted of Hurley's. It was a good rule, I'm glad. What did you write about the Inspector, Iris? I don't remember, really. It's one of Shlom's lines. Grayson is the smartest of the Scotland Yards, is how he put it. Oh, did I write that? You know what that one line did for me, eh? The very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you. Oh, that's amazing. Well, because everyone in the yard reads them. They all read all the Herlock Sholmes stories. They even set up a fan club for me. Oh, that's sweet. Of course, that explains everything. It was around the time you became such a toady to me. Can you blame me? All it took is one bad word from you. Sholmes could change his tune about me. Grace, a great detective would say, he's getting quite overrated these days. Think about what would happen to my salary if I came out in print, eh? The whole thing gets me the willies. Can't tell you how many nights I've lost to worrying about it. That would never happen, Gracie. Every month when the new Ratsy magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages. Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some tea to settle your nerves. Oh, lovely. That very much. I really hit the spot, your ladyship. Tea Tuttle. Oh yeah, there's something I was supposed to talk to you about actually, Mr. Nardo. Just, what is it? Got an important message for you. Clean, I forgot about it until now. Important message? I wonder what it could be. It's probably from Sasata-san. Are you going to tell me what the important message is then, Inspector? Yeah, it's about the young lady who's no longer by your side, your assistant. Dear Susie? Is she alright? She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe. Nope, not anymore. She had to head off. Head off? Where? To Lord Strongheart's office. Of course, Sumter. Ah, yes, of course. Forgotten about that. One of the Woodstocks took her there in the yard carriage after we finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey, to go and meet her there. She's got a nerve. She's got a nerve using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' messenger service. I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector. Why did Susie have to go see the Lord Chief Justice? She didn't tell me. But I better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. Okay. So now we're going to Lord Chief Justice. New location has been added. 16th April, British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always have the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal. How so? I mean, look at the suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you? Maybe it thinks the same about you. There they are, Santa and Lord Strongheart. I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious. Very good. There is nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Wait, what did you just say? Your return to the homeland? Sasato-san? Oh, Mr. Naruto. What was all that about? Ah, Mr. Naruto. Thank you for coming to collect your colleague. What's this all about? Why were you talking about Miss Sasato's return to her homeland? And tomorrow? Tomorrow? What about Genny's trial? You mean she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Yeah, this is not an appropriate time to actually give that. Let's examine things, though. Giants' suits of armor are still facing each other, menacing across the room. Just can't understand why anyone would wear things like that in battle. It must be so heavy. I expect you invented some special lightweight suit if it was down to you, wouldn't you, Iris? I think if it was me, I'd invent a world where people didn't need to fight each other in the first place. Iris, you're a champion. Iris is a champion. Well, what do you think? That was a moral answer, wasn't it? She's 10, Renosuke. 10. She's leading you around the nose. Oh, I've always dreamt of sitting on a huge desk like this and looking important. Why don't you try it then? Discreetly, of course. Alright, I will. Tell me how I look. Well, Runo, what do you think? A little too discreet. I can't even see you. You love clocks and the mechanisms, don't you? The way all the hundreds of pieces fit together and work as one to move the hands of a single timepiece. So I can imagine clocks are just your cup of tea. When I was little, I used to dream of one day living inside a clock, you know? And you must be envious of the Lord Chief Justice, having his office in a place like this, I suppose. No, not really. Oh? Well, I mean, that's a dream for when you're little. It'd be silly now. Don't let Lord Strongheart hear you talking about that. Oh my goodness, look at all these books. Guess there are books about the judicial system of all different Western nations. Even for someone like me, it would take at least 10 days to read all of these. Just 10 days? Oh, I was only joking, Runo. But it'd be fun to play up my genius. It's scarily believable with you. That's the trouble. That's good. Okay. So let's converse. So Gina has been charged. She'll have to appear in court? Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago. And the date of the trial has already been set up for tomorrow. No, not even 24 hours later? Gina. Ah, the Lestrade girl. The murderer of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes? An all too conspicuous case. The pickpocket was clearly distracted mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the yard is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases. It's not wasting time. A Genny would never do something like that. Mr. Naruto. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart? In defense of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave. Of course, Lord Strongheart. Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all these untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters with which to contend. Serious matters? Didn't Grayson mention something like that yesterday? Yes, Inspector Grayson made a similar remark yesterday. It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that. Mrs. Sato, what's all this about? Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruto. It's only me going back to Japan. Your life here can continue just as it... That's not what I was asking! What happened? Why are you leaving? It's my father. He's fallen ill. Oh no. Professor Mikotoba? If I may? Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. Renosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yuji Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensics medicine in Yume University. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news. 10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. It seems he grows weaker day by day. I don't believe it. As you are aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Mrs. Sato's departure as much as possible. Yes, absolutely. I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning. I can't believe this is happening. "3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me. There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart. Which is... it's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her." A timely suggestion. Sorry? The girl currently has no representation. But that's not fair! She may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right. Why would she do that? A question you would do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her in the local prison. Yes, thank you. Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. What a day. She had charged with murder. Set the sound about to leave. Come, Mr. Naruto. Iris, we must make haste. But, Susie... you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do? As Mr. Naruto is a judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. It's a very pensive look. I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I should like to wish her well before I leave. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go. I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. Just have to do what I can. As a lawyer. Okay, it's time to move. We're going back to prison. Never said I'd go back. 16th April. Local prison. Cell 13. Ah! Hello again, Gina. What do you lie here for now? Got the muzzle of that grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously. I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition in that thing, don't I? Look! You can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you. She's armed in jail. Yeah, I don't get it either. Ace Attorney just does that sometimes. They just have certain character quirks happen. It's kind of fun. Gina, I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say. Like the clown. Yeah, like the clown. What? I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell. Eh? Farewell? Tomorrow I must begin my journey back to home, Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh, right. I had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable. Susie? Well, that ain't my business. Both Iris and Mr. Naruto believe you to be innocent, Gina. They put their fate in you. Somehow you can't find it in your heart to put your fate in them. Yeah, that's right. I can't. Love it. It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they're so clearly unhappy. Because of you. What? It's my fault? Yes. So I have one final request, Gina. Before our paths never cross again. Right here and now. I want to show both of them that you don't deserve the fate they're invested in. That you don't deserve the fate that they've invested in you. Eh? Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be. What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh? You told us that everyone lies. So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths. What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies. You must tell Mr. Naruto and Iris the truth. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant. No, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial? The one in which Magnus McClin was acquitted? The case of that mystery murder that took place inside the omnibus? You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. 'Cause in that trial, I lied. Like letter you wouldn't believe. Will you tell us about it now? Oh, so what did happen? Did she discover things? The trial 2 months ago. Like I said, it all happened 2 months ago. The cops got hold of me and shoved me in the witness stand. Based on her testimony, Mr. McGlynn was declared innocent. Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff. I knew it. What sort of thing did he lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night, that was true. It was pitch black in the little cubbyhole. Couldn't see a thing. And then I heard that loud thud. Like someone falling on the floor. And that's when Mr. McGlynn discovered you? Yeah. You pulled me out from under the seat. Sat me next to the dead man. There wasn't much light to see by. When I looked at me and eyes covered with blood all over him. I was so scared. Couldn't even speak. Had his blood on his hands? In other words, I should know that the witness on the rift deck saw through the night. Then Mr. McGlynn started asking you questions, I suppose. Who you were and why you were hiding under the seat? Yeah, he did. Only, that's not all. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I seen and what I heard. About what he was going to do after the Covenant was found dead. He made me swear, well, I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. I did that. He said he let me scamper before the coppers showed. Gina, you must tell me what he swore you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. What you saw, what you heard after the event. What you heard. Because it was so dark under the seat in the cabin. I was straining my ears the whole time. For a while I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin. Assuming that was McGlynn getting on board. Nah, not only him. Oh? Looks like I could definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGlynn and the victim. Mr. Thrice Fire Mason. His testimony during the trial, Mr. McGlynn claimed he slept during the carriage ride. But whenever I'm in the carriage, taken with a fierce tiredness, I always succumb to it. In your own testimony, Gina, you supported his. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Yeah, that wasn't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time, in low voices. What? What were they talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud. Still, tells us something. Mr. McGlynn and the victim knew each other. So McGlynn was lying, as I suspected. You saw, you said Miss McGlynn made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw? But you were in a pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you? Yes, with Mr. McGlynn sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the coven in the floor. Let out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGlynn heard that and dragged me out by my arm. That's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer what had been stabbed. A disc, all bright and shiny. A disc? Do you mean? Yeah, that's it. The one that the deed, took off me at, Wendy Banks. Same music box disc was there, on the floor of the omnibus. Not for long. McGlynn spotted it right away. He picked it up, smart and, stuffed it in his pocket. It's that disc. Was in the omnibus, 2 months ago at the scene of the Mr. Mason's murder? And the pog trotter had told me, I want to bundle a word of it to no one. Okay, after the event then. I knew it wasn't going to take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke been killed. Yes, you were quite right. Other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly. So when the camera came to a stop, McGlynn told me to hide back under the seat again. Climbed in and waited. 2 coves from up top ran to get the corpus. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right, and after they're gone, McGlynn asked the driver to do him a favor. A favor? Now then, fella, what I need you to do is to take this coat of mine and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'll give you 10 guineas. A nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yep, you got it. It was Wendy Banks. The coachee snapped up the money and ran off to pop his coat as fast as he could. So then there was no one left in the carriage. McGlynn opened the box under the seat. Let me out of there. No, but not without conditions. Let's see. The conditions. What are Mr. McGlynn's, conditions then? Letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul, not for anything, about what I saw, what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more? Yeah. This is the most important thing, he said. I'm after sending the coachman on a little errand for me, with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked him? Did you see anything at all at all? You asked him to go pop your weasel, right? Hi, the Finn's taking me over to deposit with a pawnbroker hereabouts. I want you, lass, to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You want me to have the ticket? That's right. I'll come fetch it from you later. Something within the next 2 months. You have to hang on to it until then. Is that clear? Whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. In case I might happen to be delayed, you have to go to the pawn shop. Wendy Banks, so it is. And you're to extend the loan to about the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited and all of you could come along and buy it. Yeah, but I ain't got that kind of price. Here's £5. Should be enough. Do you understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now. You go against me. Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police. I have no doubt. The coppers? Aye, they'll come asking if you can take a stand in court to testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What is it that you might say? What is it that ye won't? Well then. After we'd gone over it all, I piked it, just as far away from there as I could. And the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the scene. Went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. So McGlynn planned it and coerced Gina into giving false testimony. Bet you're reading. I bet you're rooting to string me up, eh? I lied. In the big old courtroom, I told some Quorkus. The thing is, he said he wouldn't make it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with. What a wicked man. He knew everything, what went on in the back slums. He knew we had no one to look after us. We was all just looking out for each other, getting on by together. So you mean Mr. McGlynn would have, heartbeat. He could have, had a lot of us chased out of there if he wanted. And where could we have gone, eh? Nowhere, that's where. So, I didn't have no choice. Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. What? I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you could make amends by doing a simple favor. Favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Eh? You don't actually want me to represent you in court. You can rip it up later. We'll need the paperwork or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sloanes was shot, you see. What? He's been having a big operation right now, Genny. Is it bad? Is it gonna be alright? Sloanes is gonna be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate. For Sloane's sake as much as anything. Right. So what you're saying is, by signing that bit of paper, everyone be happy, is that it? Something like that. Mr. Sato? Yes, of course. I have the representation papers here. I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer or nothing. Poor Kenny. She seems so lonely. Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Windibanks now. Yes. And perhaps we could come back to visit Genny when we're done there. That's sweet. Feel like we finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. Now I have to have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. And for now, it means Inspector Grayson can't stop us investigating Windibanks. Although, something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. To be continued! Dun dun dun! Well, this is a nice place to stop it, I think. Apparently, we're going to have more investigation to be going. So it's going to be investigation part 4, baby! Woo! That's a lot. Jeez Louise, everybody. It's a little too much. Well, thank you, Rob, for showing up, as well as you two, Cactar. Thank you, Tristan, for showing up. And thank you so much as well. Zazel, as always, it's a pleasure having you around, babe. And Flippy, thank you for coming in, so I can insult you with my British accent. Grandpa's Ghost, thank you for checking in on me, as always. And frankly, y'all, that's it for tonight. So I shall see you all Monday, actually, because we're trying to get this thing done. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for next week. Okay. Till then, sayonara. Bye-bye.